So this was the narrative heading into Maine, right? What's happened to Mitt Romney? How can he be losing gimme states like this? That was the narrative of the overall race coming out of last week. And the next contest was Maine, where if you're Mitt Romney, there was a real risk that that narrative about you being an unexpected loser, that narrative is not only going to continue, it's going to get worse.
There's some other good news, too, and it's an ongoing caucus, and it's over on the East Coast. I think it's the state called Maine.
Whatever you think about the Ron Paul campaign and its tactics and its prospects, its goals, the Ron Paul campaign has resources, and they have taken Maine very seriously. And the prospect that Mitt Romney might lose in Maine to Ron Paul would be a devastating next chapter in what was the bad Romney narrative heading into Maine. The bad Romney narrative that he wasn't winning in places that he ought to be winning. Mitt Romney really had to win Maine. And the Republican Party in Maine this weekend said that he did. I don't think he did. I'm not saying that somebody else won. I'm saying that there is no rational and mathematical basis on which the Maine Republican Party can have concluded that Mitt Romney won there. The results there are not complete yet, and the margin of victory for Mitt Romney is really, really slim. And when you have incomplete results and a really slim margin, that means you're not supposed to call it until you know all of the results. Ask Iowa. Here's a microcosm of the problem. This is what happened in Waldo County, Maine. If you want a picture of where we're talking about, here's the great state of Maine, and here is Waldo County, Maine, right? In Waldo County is a town called Belfast, Maine, as in Northern Ireland, but here in America, Belfast, Maine. Local newspaper there talked to the guy who ran the Republican caucus in the town of Belfast. He told them that he personally called in the town of Belfast's caucus results to the state Republican Party. But when he called the state Republican Party to report how Belfast had voted, the state Republican Party told him over the phone, oh, actually, they already had those numbers. Really? But I'm the guy who's calling you to report what those numbers are. You say you already have numbers? What do you have? Quoting from the local paper, when the woman on the phone read those tallies back, the Belfast chairman said they showed Romney winning in Belfast, which he knew was not the case. Mitt Romney did not win Belfast. Ron Paul won Belfast, but the state Republican Party planned to give Belfast to Mitt Romney anyway. When Belfast complained about that, the Belfast chairman was told by the state party, quote, oh, I'll be sure those numbers are changed. So, did the final tally from Belfast, Maine show Ron Paul winning Belfast, which in fact Belfast says is what happened? No, the numbers did not say that. Here's what they showed. 0. As in 0 votes cast for anybody. And it's not like, oh, that's what they showed that night at the caucuses erroneously, but it's been resolved since. Now they have the real tally. No, this is still what it says, according to the state Republican Party. And it's not just Belfast. 17 of the 18 towns that caucused together in Waldo County turned up blank on the official Maine Republican Party tallies. The state Republican Party has no explanation of why that is, other than to say it was maybe a clerical error. A clerical error they have not corrected. We contacted the Maine Republican Party again today to find out why almost an entire county had their votes erased with essentially no explanation of why. We again have heard nothing back from Maine Republicans. Washington County, up in the northeast part of the state, says that they notified the state Republican Party that they were going to hold their caucuses a week late because of an expected snowstorm. They say they were told by the state party that would not affect their vote being counted by the state party. Now they're being told that no matter how they vote this upcoming weekend, it's a done deal. Their vote's not going to be counted no matter what it is. The town of Waterville, Maine, in Kennebec County, they voted for Ron Paul over Mitt Romney as well. And yet they, too, are recorded as a 0 in the Republican Party's official results from the state. Again, the margin of victory for Mitt Romney in Maine is only reported to be 194 votes. These anecdotal local precinct screw-ups are exactly the kinds of things that were reported in Iowa after Iowa declared that Mitt Romney was the winner there. And remember, the Iowa Republican Party chairman at the time dismissed all of those reports and said, those little typos won't change the outcome of Iowa's vote. Ultimately, the outcome of Iowa's vote was affected by those discrepancies, and Iowa had to reverse its results, and the Republican Party chairman in Iowa is now out of a job. So far in Maine, specifically on that issue of Washington County not having their votes counted at all, Maine's state Republican Party chairman, his line on that is that it's, quote, inconceivable that Washington County could have any effect on his declaration that Mitt Romney won the state of Maine. But it doesn't look like Mitt Romney won the state of Maine. It doesn't look like somebody else won it either at this point. But the idea that Maine Republicans went and voted and had their votes counted and now we have a result, that is not the case. The results are not in. And Maine Republicans, at least some of them, are mad about it. We are trying to get one of the Republican county chairmen on this show tomorrow night for the interview. It's a little hard to get a camera up there, but we're working on it. In the meantime, after 3 straight losses heading into Maine, knowing that another Mitt Romney loss in Maine would have dramatically affected the narrative of 2012 politics for the whole country right now, the rest of us looking at this, the rest of us are left to look at this disaster the Maine Republican Party has pulled off, and we're left to wonder if this was rigged, if this was just a fiasco, and we're left to wonder how long they are going to wait before they actually sort this out.